Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel. The silence in the large beige-walled living room was heavier than any furniture. It was the kind of silence that came after a storm, but Meridian knew this wasn't the aftermath. This was the eye, the calm, terrifying center where the truth hung in the air, visible to everyone for the first time. For years, the family narrative had been a carefully constructed fortress. David, their charismatic, silver-tongued patriarch, had built it brick by brick. One big, happy family, a circle of love and loyalty. He'd say it at gatherings, his voice a resonant promise that painted over the cracks of quiet resentments and lonely nights. And Alara, his newest wife, had been his most devoted architect. She was the keeper of the peace, the defender of the narrative, always smoothing over David's sharp edges with a gentle word and a placating smile. She lived in the house closest to his, the one with the perfectly manicured garden. Tonight, however, something was different. The air was charged. One of the older children, from a previous wife, asked a simple question about a forgotten birthday, a small fissure in the family lore. David began his usual dance, his words weaving a tapestry of misremembered details and gentle blame. "Now, sweetheart, you know how busy we all were that season. Your mother was understandably preoccupied." But Alara didn't chime in. She didn't nod along. She simply watched him, her face a pale, still mask. The room waited for her soothing intervention. It never came. Instead, her voice, usually so soft, cut through his monologue like shattering glass. "He's lying." The two words dropped into the room, absolute and final. David's smile froze, a ghastly mannequin's grin. "Alara, darling, I don't think—" "No," she said, her gaze not on him, but on the shocked faces of her sister wives and their children. "He's always lied. About the money, about his time, about why Leah's porch was never fixed and why Maria's car kept breaking down. He tells us all different stories so we won't compare notes, so we'll only be loyal to him and not to each other." She wasn't yelling. Her confession was all the more devastating for its quiet precision. She listed forgotten promises, manipulated schedules, secret loans. She spoke of the isolation he cultivated, framing it as special attention. She revealed the blue point of the fortress, and it was not a palace of love, but a prison of control. The carefully constructed reality David had spent a lifetime building did not just crack, it vaporized. You could see it in the eyes of the others, the dawning horror, the sudden sickening alignment of 1,000 confused moments. The lonely birthday wasn't an oversight, it was policy. The broken porch wasn't a delay, it was a message. David stood, his face mottled with the rage that was no longer charismatic, but exposed and ugly. "You don't know what you're talking about." But the spell was broken. His words were just sounds now, empty and powerless. Alara finally looked at him, and there was no anger in her eyes, only a profound, exhausted pity. "I do. I finally do." She had not just exposed a single lie, she had pulled the one thread that unraveled the entire tapestry, revealing the barren loom beneath. The big, happy family was a story he had told, and in the deafening silence he left behind, the only thing left was the truth and the terrifying, liberating question of what they would build without him.